Hello there, my YouTube people. Glenn Ronan coming at you. I normally, I often wear my robe a lot when I do my videos, but in this case, I just got out of bed about 13 minutes ago. So, I just don't want my channel to go stagnant, so I'm trying to get some videos produced when I can. I've been extremely busy managing both of my jobs. I'm not, shaving or anything right now. I'm just busy working. And kind of part of what I wanted to talk to you guys about was returning to graveyard work. In middle age, like if you haven't done it for a while, because I haven't. I I really saw a lot of benefits to. I would be classified highly as a night owl. I like to stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning most days and kind of sleep through most of the day and sort of like exist at night. Now, I realize also that that is not healthy, right? It is not healthy to day-night transition your body. It just isn't. So even if you are a night owl, it is healthier to kind of try and exist as not a night owl, at least on the days that you work and stuff like that. So largely that's kind of what I've tried to do. But excuse me. I have noticed a couple of things that. So for one thing, I guess the first thing I want to discuss is the perception of graveyard work, because if the people around you and the people in your life have never worked graveyard, or they don't work graveyard currently, they're just not going to understand it. Okay? All anyone who works graveyard, who doesn't work graveyard, seems to understand is you have your whole day off. Right? So there seems to be this perception that you have nothing but free time, and you're lazy because you're sleeping during the day. Excuse me. The air quality rating in Arlington is very bad right now. And this is not the case. You simply exist at a different time. Okay? By the time most people who are those rise early folks are getting up, you've been, working, right? You've already outworked them while they've been asleep, okay? And also keep in mind, even people who claim to be night owls, my brother's also a night owl, and as much as he goes on about wanting to work a night owl job, I don't think he'd really want to, because it's just not convenient. I mean, especially if you're like him, or most parents, you have a family and stuff like that. Existing at night is not. I mean, a lot of couples try to do that because they think, well, it'll be really efficient for our family because we can work longer. I'll while I'm home watching the kid, you can be out working, and while I'm out working, you can be home with the kid. So, somebody's always watching the kid, and we're still working both jobs. But I think what people kind of come to discover real quick about that is you just aren't seeing each other. In fact, one of the people who disappeared from our training class at this new job, I'm almost sure that that's what happened, is that he and his wife just couldn't. It just wasn't working out well. Um, they had a business to run, and we'd go on our break, and like this guy would be on the phone having a somewhat heated conversation with his wife at like 3:40 in the morning. Okay, the entire idea is that she's asleep. You know, uh, it might all sound good in your head to try and run your relationship that way around your jobs and everything, but that seldom works out. There are some people who can make it work, but you kind of discover what you really should be doing is mom and dad should be working at the same time while the kid is in school, or in school and then at a friend's for a little bit in the afternoon after school or something like that. The idea that the better thing there is to to chip away at it at the same time so that you're all a family together and you're working together, right? I kind of segued there a little bit. But I guess what I'm meaning to say here is that there. Another good example here would be a couple of weeks into my job, my dad invited me to go see that movie F1. That was just an okay movie, by the way. Really, really good looking movie, but just kind of blah plot wise. Um, and it was on a Sunday afternoon. And I kind of pointed that out, like, dude, I gotta be at work like midnight Monday morning. And he's like, well, yeah, but this is Sunday afternoon. And it's like, okay, well, at least thanks for giving me a heads up. If somebody gives you a heads up, that's one thing, okay? Like, okay, I'll change my sleep pattern a little bit so I can go to this movie with you, but I'm not hanging out after. I'm not hanging out before. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna see this movie with you. I'm gonna like leave and then go back to sleep or whatever. Um, Now this is also where holidays can become like a really big problem as well, if you work graveyard, because um, depending on what you're doing these days, job wise, like if you're working for a retail location or something like that, um, you might not get every holiday off, right? I technically work for a bank now, so I get most federal holidays, and I think even a couple others off. Okay, but let's say your family's big on the 4th of July. Okay, just as an example. Uh, and let's say your job does not give you the 4th of July off, okay? And not only do they not give you the 4th of July off, the day before and the morning of are very busy because people are coming and buying beer and shit. Um, so, you still have to be at work. Let's say you work a graveyard shift at like a retail location in this case, okay? Um, and you have to be at work at midnight. That means that any given holiday, I know we're using the 4th as an example here, but you're basically going to come to the 4th of July, you're going to say hey to everybody, and you're going to have a hot dog or two, and then you're going to say, yeah, I've got to go, I got to get to sleep. And people are going to be like giving you a hard time about it endlessly because like, well, we have fireworks later, and it's like, guys, I'm going to be at work. Okay, that's when I go to work. It it's not like you're trying to be lazy or avoid things, but you exist in a different time than everybody else, and like I said, everybody else sees you, and it's like, this guy's off all day. I mean, I don't have to be at work till 12:15 in the morning, and I leave work at 6:15 in the morning. So, from everybody's perception, I have the entire day off. Okay? And yes, I could come home and go to sleep right away. Let's say I got home about 7 in the morning. I get home about 6:50, so let's call it 7. Let's say I went to sleep right away. So it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can do with between 6 and 8 hours of sleep, so I'd be getting up at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, right? Okay, so if I manage to do that, then I might have a seemingly more normal existence, from people's point of view, or be able to do more things. But the other issue there is you don't want to be getting like exhausted before, you know, going to work. That just because you have from 2 to 11 doesn't necessarily mean that you're cut out to do another job in there. If you are going to work 2 jobs, then fine. Okay, that's on you. But I guess what I'm saying is you don't necessarily need to let friends and family influence your off time. Okay, you tell them what what it's going to be. Okay. You guys understand? I have to be at work at midnight. I have not had much sleep today. I'm going to come down there. I'm going to have a cup of coffee with you and talk with you for a couple of hours, and then I need to leave. I'm sorry, but that is just the way it is. Um, if you don't feel like you can come to that movie on Sunday afternoon, um, you know, uh, I don't necessarily agree with canceling things. I mean, I think if you've set a thing up in advance, try not to cancel it, you know? But, uh, it becomes much more difficult to manage your time when you're working graveyard because of people's perception of things. My soon-to-be ex-father-in-law would always brag about how early he gets up. Like, now I get up at 4 in the morning and yada 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 yada. Okay, well that's great. Well, I mean, half my working career, while when you're getting up, I've again worked more than half my shift. I'm still at work, so uh, people really need to just pry their heads out of their asses on this graveyard thing. And again, none of us would work a graveyard shift if we didn't have to. I don't think. I think that is just the realism of the thing. Working graveyard is unhealthy. That is all there is to it. Regardless of whether you think you're a night owl or anything like that, forcing yourself to exist at the opposite times is bad for you. Okay? No one would really take a graveyard shift if they weren't kind of either desperate for a job or desperate for another job, like they're not making enough money and they have to do something, you know, at a time where they can do it. Um, just if everybody had their way, just no one would do it. In fact, there are a lot of people who kind of condemn this 24/7 society we kind of live in anyway. Um, Video's about long enough. I just wanted to, I didn't really plan that video out or anything like that. I just kind of want to get a video up, and that's been gnawing at me since I started this job. So I just kind of wanted to do a quick rant on that, and I've done so. Joe made a brief appearance, and so far everything's going okay. About halfway done with my probation. Uh, we got a 90-day probation. We're 6 weeks in, so it's just getting through another one of these and then seeing how things go from there. Anyhow, Go Ronan signing out.